Okay, there's few terms. I would explain those to you one by one. These are collectively called as composition of ratios. The first one is compound ratio. So see what happens here when we have got a ratio A is to B and another is C is to D. So what is the compound ratio of these two? So the compound ratio of these two, they are not proportional here. I'm just writing it there. Compound of these two different ratio will be, uh, will multiply the antecedent and multiply the consequent. So A into C, AC, and B into D, BD here, right? So compound ratio of A upon A is to B and C is to D is what? It will be AC by BD. Just multiply the antecedent and the consequent. Next is duplicate. The word itself tells you duplicate means it's multiplied by itself here. So for example, A is to B is there. So duplicate ratio of A is to B will be what? A square upon B square. Means how do you get square of A and the square of B? Means you are multiplying A with A only and B with B only. Okay. So this is how you get the duplicate ratio here. Say triplicate ratio means 3 times it will multiply. I can write it like this. Okay, this is B here. Triplicate ratio will be, for example, if there is a ratio A is to B. So triplicate will be here as A into A by B into B into B. So that will become A cube by B cube here. Subduplicate ratio here will be square root here. So if it is A is to B is a ratio, so subduplicate will be nothing but square root of A is to square root of B. Okay, so remember subduplicate means a square root. Duplicate means same thing multiplied 3 times. Duplicate means something multiplied by 2 times. Or we can say triplicate means cube of the ratio, cube part in it. Subtriplicate will be cube root. This will be cube root. For example, there is A is to B. Then the subtriplicate of this one will be cube root of A and cube root of B. Reciprocal. If there is A is to B, then what is the reciprocal of A? 1 upon A. What is the reciprocal of B? 1 upon B. Okay, so that will it be. Okay, so there is reciprocal ratio. And see, you can take an example to understand that. It's not an issue. For example, there is this one is there is a ratio 2 is to 3 and there is a 3 is to 4. Multiply, that will give you what? 3, 6 and 4 3s are 12. This is the compound ratio. Here if it is 1 upon 2, 1 is to 2, it will become 1 square upon 2 square. There is 1 is to 4. Compound duplicate ratio. Triplicate will be 1 upon 2 will give you cube. So that will give you 1 upon 8. Subduplicate will give you what? Say for example this 4 is to 9. That will become square root of 4 upon square root of 9. 2 is to 3. Okay. Then comes subtriplicate here will be, say for example 8 is to 27. So subtriplicate will be square root of cube root of 8 and cube root of 27, right? Reciprocal of, say for example there is a ratio 1 is to 3. So reciprocal, so not 1 is to 3, let it be 2 is to 3. So this will become 1 upon 2 is to 1 upon 3. Okay, whatever comes, that is 1 upon 2 divided by 1 upon 3 is equal to 3 upon 2. Okay, so this is the basically reciprocal. You can reinvert it directly also. You can make it simply B upon A, reciprocal of that. Okay, so these are the some of the properties, okay, and some of the composite ratios that we have talked about.